hello everyone. Welcome again to CCW TV, the Comic Culture Warrior video channel. I am Elliot Serrano and this is Jose Melendez coming to you from Dreamland Comics in Schaumburg, Illinois. Back again for actually a special edition of CCW TV. We are interrupting the current series of segments to drop in this discussion about the movie sequel Iron Man 2 that just came out this past weekend. So, unlike other video segments, which sometimes take a while to get posted, we're trying to make this post this one as quickly as we can. And for today's discussion, we are joined once again by Avi.
Hello.
Hello. Avi, who has become part of the CCW Nation. You notice that you have some, Demar has drawn some cartoons of you.
Yes, they were delightful.
And, oh wait, but there are other ones yet to come that you will be seeing. Demar has created his own, well, there's Red and Beans. Mm-hmm. He's Red, I'm Beans. You have your own incarnation in the comics, the CCW comic Toons Galaxy. So what do you see that?
Thank you.
Some fun stuff that's coming out. But anyway, so Avi's joining us because he wanted to get in on the Iron Man 2 discussion. If you went on the CCW TV blog, we had an open thread going. We still have the open thread going. So if you want to talk about the Iron Man 2 movie, you can go to the CCW TV blog and talk about it. I wrote a review for it on the Geek to Me blog. I got to see a special sneak preview, which, oh, by the way, Roger Ebert was at that particular screening that I went to, so it's kind of neat. And Jose also chimed in his thoughts on the CCW TV blog as well. So we thought we'd have a little discussion here. I got a real chuckle out of reading the open thread on the blog, because about some of the things that a lot of folks in the CCW Nation had seen the movie and wanted to chime in with their own reviews or responses to it. So, anyway, let's say right from the get-go, yay or nay, was Iron Man 2 worth your price of admission?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah?
For the most part, yeah.
Considering I saw it for free the first time, I did enjoy it, but I did go back and I saw it again. Mm-hmm. In fact, the second time I went to see it, I saw it in IMAX. Because this was kind of a movie that I thought you really need to see it, with the really great sound and the speakers.
Well, we didn't see it in IMAX.
So we didn't really see it.
Yeah, we didn't really see it, obviously.
You didn't
so
see it in
I
IMAX?
don't think we can talk about this movie now.
Then I don't think you're qualified now.
No.
Nope. Sorry. Okay. Well, thanks, folks, for joining us because some people just won't pay the extra couple bucks to see the movie the way it's meant to be.
Well, they do have an IMAX theater in the AMC theaters that we go to, but it's the FAW IMAX where the screen is 2 feet bigger and that's it, and they charge you $10 extra for it.
Right. And actually, you're just going for the sound, if anything.
Well, yeah, I'm not a real audiophile, but I don't know. I thought it was plenty loud. It was fine. It was good.
It was plenty loud. If anything, the sound design on this one was pretty impressive.
That sounds like my aunt's version of a movie critique. It was loud. This movie is loud.
It's not loud. But anyway, so positive reviews for the most part. Our initial impressions about Iron Man 2 were that we enjoyed it. We liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about, I want to say about $80 million was poured into just a promotion of the movie alone. Mm-hmm. You had Iron Man Slurpee cups, Iron Man Dr. Pepper, Iron Man everything. It was just, it got ridiculous. I don't know if you're ever going to have a movie that can live up to the kind of hype that a promotional machine can generate for you now.
Ironically, this movie didn't really even need to be hyped
It didn't.
up.
No, it didn't. But, I would say time and time again on my blog, was there a promotion out there that made someone who wasn't planning on seeing Iron Man 2 go and see it? I don't think there was anything they could have done to get folks to say, I'm going to go see this, even though I didn't see Iron Man 1.
I think a big problem is a lot of the actual trailers gave away some good bits they could have just saved for the movie.
Right.
And the trailer actually showed some bits that weren't even in the movie.
That's true. There's some bits.
Spoilers?
Well, we're doing a review.
So yeah. Spoiler, just so you know, this is discussion for the nerds who've already seen Iron Man 2. If you haven't seen it yet,
or don't ever plan on it,
or don't plan on seeing it, you can watch this.
Why are you watching this then? if you're watching and thinking about comic books, but you don't want to watch Iron Man 2,
because people
you're a
actually watch
weirdo.
our videos just to complain about them.
Yeah.
Even though seriously, they don't have any interest at all what we're talking about, but they like to complain.
I
about
wish I
shit.
knew somebody who watched stuff just to complain about it.
I read stuff just to complain about it too.
I wish I knew somebody like that. Oh well.
Man, shoe ain't so comfortable when it's on the other foot, huh? Hey, you gotta learn to be You gotta learn to take the criticism if you're gonna make the criticism, right? Well, anyway, so if you haven't seen it yet, we're gonna get into some spoiler territory, just so you know. But beyond that, yes, there were some bits, and this is something that you're seeing more and more in movie trailers. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go back a bit to the Will Ferrell movie, Talladega Nights: The Legend of Ricky Bobby, where they put all this material in the trailer that never appeared in the movie itself, but you could see it like on the extras when it came to the DVD. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of a clever thing, because that way you don't have to give away any important plot points in the movie.
Yeah, I agree with you. Again, with this movie, they could have literally just been like Iron Man 2 coming out this day. And people would just go see it.
People would have gone to see it.
There was no real reason to give away plot points and cool scenes. Like, I love seeing the thing with the suitcase armor in the trailer, but it would have been so much better had I not seen that.
Right.
And was surprised in the course of that narrative and having that pop up would have been much cooler. So.
But then the scene that was actually in the trailer that wasn't in the movie was actually a good scene in the trailer. Was the one where, before the Stark goes to the expo, right at the beginning of the movie, where Pepper Potts is there. Like that scene was really good in the trailer.
Continuing the tradition of Marvel movies with unique kissing going on.
Yes,
that could have been a nice little nod.
I don't understand why that didn't make it into the movie.
Because he can't fly the suit without
the helmet on. See, I was even thinking that too. How does he get the helmet if he jumps out and he? I mean, of course they're going to show a scene where he catches the helmet and puts it on and so on and so forth. But yeah, no, you're right. You make a good point there. I was waiting for that to happen, and that was the first thing I noticed. I go, whoa, that's not the way they put it in the trailer. And then
the trailer's just him by himself, and then he just jumps out.
Right.
You don't even see his face. It was just his back, right?
Right.
Yeah. In the trailer, you mean in the movie. It's just...
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why they did it that way, because then you have that reveal. You don't actually see Robert Downey Jr. until he takes the armor off.
Who was this person jumping out of a...
Exactly.
No, I know. Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene in the trailer where Tony Stark and Natasha Romanoff are demonstrating this wrist weapon that she's wearing, her stingers, which she doesn't use at all in the movie.
No. I think the part that she's actually got the Iron Man glove on. He shows
Was it the glove?
Yeah,
I
glove.
thought, because it's really quick, I thought possibly that she was like using the glove.
Yeah, because she wasn't like in the Black Widow outfit.
I see. Okay.
She should never have been in the Black Widow outfit.
She was terrible.
She is terrible.
Really?
I
liked her. Although
so many better choices.
No. Emily Blunt was supposed to do it.
Yeah, I understand.
She couldn't do it. I could see Emily Blunt would have been a superior Black Widow.
I've been bothering Jose with this, but I'm going to go ahead and bother the rest of the world with it. They really... I can't remember her name now. I think it's Olga or something, but she's the actress who was in the second James Bond movie, also in the movie Hitman, also in the movie... which one am I looking for here? Max Payne.
Right.
Very attractive Russian actress who should have played Black Widow. Look it up. I don't remember her name right now. It's Olga Yermanov or something like that.
Why not? Why not? What's her face from the Resident Evil movies?
Mila Jovovich.
It
could have been fine too. I mean, I don't think the role really necessitated a big name. Not that Mila Jovovich is necessarily a big name, but Scarlett Johansson certainly is. And there was really no reason to pay her any money to be in this movie because that character just didn't need it. And...
It's obvious.
Yeah, the best part of the movie with that Black Widow was in was her stunt double. So,
right, the fight, the long involved
so
fight
she was
sequence.
so unnecessary.
I think the best part is when she climbs into the boxing ring. That's like the best part of the movie. I mean, it's really because she actually looks like she knows what's going on, whereas normally Scarlett Johansson looks like she's completely clueless.
Yeah, I liked her. I liked her. But the thing too is there were so many things. The most common criticism of this film was what you're saying, the excess, the things that were put in there that the movie didn't.
There was too much going on.
There was a lot going on, but you can tell it's because they're building towards the Avengers movie.
So wait, what parts did you think were too much? What did you want out of there? Because I wouldn't want any of the Justin Hammer stuff out. That was hilarious.
Oh, Sam Rockwell was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I mean, Sam Rockwell was hilarious. Mind you, in the end,
he was actually considered to be Iron Man in the first movie.
That's right. Yeah, they were talking about him playing Tony Stark. Yeah,
but it's funny, like cool. on the blog, that's like one of the main criticisms from everybody was Sam Rockwell, which I didn't get because
Really?
Sam Rockwell was the best part of that movie.
He was funny.
Wow.
He was just really funny. Every time he appeared on screen, I mean, he totally stole the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
the
a lot
only-
of the stuff that he was doing, he was cracking me up.
Yeah, the only drawback to that movie with Sam Rockwell is that there was only one real scene with him and Tony Stark, and that was the best scene of the whole movie.
Oh yeah, the two together. Yeah,
The
you
two
would have
together
liked
at
to
the
have
party
seen them
before the
more
race.
work. Right.
Yeah, because you see them at the hearing at the beginning,
Right.
but you know that's
So is that too much stuff or not enough stuff?
not enough. There's not enough Sam Rockwell. But the whole him dying thing was just ridiculous. That didn't need to be in there. That was just
Right.
another story that they needed to get into for whatever reason.
Well, but think about it. If they took that part out of it, then the whole self-destructive streak. You couldn't have the drinking thing. You couldn't have him like giving away the company. I mean, that was a
well,
whole.
you could have had him do the drinking thing without the whole dying thing.
That's true.
But they're trying to make
That
it
is true.
not as. I mean, he's being self-destructive, not being alcoholic. Like you'll notice, for example, they didn't have him. You know, there's a part where he and Rhodey fight, and then people are kind of like afraid of the aftermath, and they don't have him, you know, drunkenly fly off and like hit a building. They have him like make a ridiculous like growling noise, and I mean, you don't want to make the character completely unlikable. Is my point.
Yeah, and when I was watching it the second time, you know, the first time I watched it, I'm going into the movie fresh. When I watched it the second time, I was going through it with my writer brain. You know, I'm trying to figure out why the screenwriter Justin Theroux. I forgot his name.
He's a writer.
Yeah, no, but he wrote
I think of him as an
Underworld
actor.
movies. He's even written comics for Marvel.
Yeah,
Just
he's
saying.
actually probably better known as an actor, though.
Yeah, he's probably better known as an actor. But I'm trying to figure out why he made certain choices with the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, the whole dying thing is you need some sort of, like you said, you need some sort of drama to move Tony Stark forward,
Right.
go through this whole self-destructive thing. On top of that, he's struggling with the memory of his father because he's doing the thing with the whole Stark Expo.
Mm-hmm.
There were all these little dramatic elements that were put out there.
But not really dramatic. I mean, I think that's the problem, is that you feel that it's not necessary because they didn't really have any emotional weight. Like in the first movie, when his the guy in the cave with him, I can't remember the guy's name, but when he passes away after helping him build a suit, there's some emotional resonance
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
right.
the only scene I think with any emotional weight was that I really liked was the scene where he was watching the outtakes of his father.
Oh, his
Yeah,
father,
that's
yeah.
true.
That was
That's
probably
Yeah.
emotion wise. That was probably the only real scene
And that was
in
a
the
great
movie.
casting choice to pick that guy to play the father, the guy from Sterling, from Sterling Cooper, from Mad Men.
Yeah, from Mad Men, yeah. And another pairing that you didn't get to see but once until the big fight at the end was really Mickey Rourke and Robert Downey Jr. working together.
Or
You
against
know,
each other. Yeah.
or against each other, just really showing their acting chops.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you have that scene where Tony Stark confronts, you know, Ivan in the cell, and, you know, Rourke is sitting there like half naked with shackles on, and, you know, I'm like, okay, show me the tension between these two. Stark does this cursory investigation of this guy's background, and beyond that, you know what? Nick Fury gives him, pretty much absolves Stark of any sort of guilt that he could have had by saying, well, so-and-so's dad tried using the plans for money or making money off it.
no,
So they pass
profiting?
him off. Exactly.
You
So
know?
you would think that he would go, well, hold on.
Isn't that what we do? Right,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And then work with that. But it's like they tried to keep it a little too clean and cut and dry.
Yeah.
At one point, I thought, you know what? I think Nick Fury's lying. You know, I was giving the screenplay a little too much credit, thinking that maybe Nick Fury was playing Tony Stark. And then later on, I found out, no, he was basically telling him the truth, or at
Right.
least what he viewed as the truth. So there went another dramatic opportunity by the wayside.
Right. Well, and where they end his whole health issue with basically a quick shot in the neck, and then, you know, him creating a new element. There's things in the movie that they could have fleshed out, made better. Could have made it a longer movie. I wouldn't have minded, you know, the movie being a bit longer. But I think everything that was in there, like, it needed to be in there. It just could have been done a little bit better, or a little bit more dramatically.
Or a little more focused, because the movie did tend to go, like, all over. I mean, it would jump,
Yeah.
jump.
But then you're going to cut away some of the opportunities for them to kind of ad-lib and do their, you know... Because, I mean, the thing is, if you go in that movie and it was all plot,
Right.
and you're not going to see a lot of, you know, a little bit of chewing the scenery from Downey and from Rockwell, it would have taken away from the enjoyment of the movie. But, I don't know, I mean, should they have taken out the whole father angle? Should they have taken out the whole Scarlet Witch, of a Black Widow angle? I mean...
And the Black Widow angle didn't even need to be in there. They didn't even call her a Black Widow. She was
Yeah.
so unnecessary in that movie.
She's
I mean,
just a
even
shield agent, right?
yeah, just
Because you know she's going to show up later. She's going to show up again in Thor, and then she's going to show up again in the Avengers.
well,
movie.
good. Then she can be in
Because
Thor. But
I'd be
why?
I'm surprised
But,
she's true than Thor.
Well, but she's a shield agent. Well, you
Right.
know, Agent Coulson,
Yeah.
is going to be in Thor
Sure.
because they make that whole reference during the conversation between Tony Stark and Coulson. When he was supposed to be looking after Tony Stark, but then he disappears, and Tony Stark, which is kind of ridiculous. They make this big production about you can't leave this place, and then the first chance he gets, he drives off and he goes to visit his offices. Okay, well, where was Agent Coulson the whole time? Well, appearing in the Thor movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because he's not there to really watch over Tony Stark.
Well, he ran into the back of the movie, and so he could be in that little scene
Pretty much.
with the hammer. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely see what you're saying. Like they did have too many characters, maybe like put into the movie, but I think they juggled it pretty well. It didn't feel like a Batman Forever type of thing where you're suddenly like having like 5 different villains and all this kind of stuff. I think it was okay. I just wish they would have had somebody better playing Scarlett Johansson's role. I think that would have made the movie a lot better for me. I think they could have maybe lessened up a little bit on Pepper Potts being such a cold ass bitch. I can say that.
Can I tell you something? Have you seen Rich Johnson posted it on Bleeding Cool? Gwyneth Paltrow's workout routine that she goes through so she could be in shape to play Pepper Potts for the movie. If you see that and you go through that routine, you will also be a cold ass bitch.
No, her character. I'm talking about, her character is just very. I mean, talking about the emotional weight thing. Had they had her taking him aside and just say, you're not really being the person I thought you were going to be. I thought you changed. I thought you were going to be more responsible, and have him have a little bit of taken aback by it. That could have given you some more emotional resonance. Instead, they just have her, saying, "I'm trying to do a million things, and you're not helping me, and
right.
get out of my office, and
right.
don't move that little, perpetual motion gadget." I mean, that stuff is like it's cute and it's funny, but there's no. You're just like, why is she so angry?
Right.
And
there's a lot of stuff in that, and I know if you listen to Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow and even Jon Favreau talk about it, they will refer to the history that these characters have, and because they have a history, you get to see all that stuff. Someone even commented on the blog because one person on the blog talked about how they were so tired of watching Tony Stark and Pepper Potts bicker all the time. Then someone else on the blog responded, well, if you've seen a married couple that have been together for a long time,
right.
that's the way they act with each other.
The bickering, though, did get out of hand, though. I mean, like, the first scene that they were in together, they just fought for like 5 minutes, and you really couldn't hear what the fuck they were saying because they're talking over each other.
They're talking over
constantly.
each other,
And I'm like, this is really annoying.
Yeah.
Well, and I think you want banter. You don't want bickering. You want bantering.
Exactly,
and
that's
the problem.
yeah, and there was no banter.
In the same way, and again, we all like this movie, but in the same way, having Rhodey, his character seemed kind of traitorous to an extent.
Yeah, that was a nice big dick move.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for bringing that up. I want to hold that for the next segment because we're running out of time on this one. There are 2 major flaws. Even though I enjoyed Iron Man 2, there are 2 major flaws.
Besides
to the film.
Scarlett Johansson being in it?
I loved Scarlett Johansson.
In that movie,
Can I tell you something? Would you kick her out of bed? Either of you guys?
No, but I mean,
okay, there you go.
I don't have to hire her for a movie though. I wouldn't let her operate on me either. It doesn't really see what your point is. Like,
we'll talk about it.
Oral surgery is fine too. She's hot.
We'll talk about it in the next segment. We'll see you then.